Hey, Zuragi here, and I'm back. I know it's been a long time, about a year or so, a little over a year. I'm not going to get into all the minute details of what's been going on. Life's just gotten in the way, that tends to happen. But I'm back, and I'm going to try to get back to doing weekly reviews. No more transformation videos, those just didn't work out. But I'm going to start off, I'd say fairly strong, with, as you can see here, Siege Voyager Thundercracker. Here's his size compared to a soda can. He's a tiny little Tetrajet, and he is all of the Thundercracker colors. Medium blue, black, a very dark red, gray, a sort of gunmetal gray, and clear orange. And the tiniest spot of purple. And this crap. Above? Yeah, it's basically just the Tetrajet sitting on the robot. Whee! As for what he can do in this mode, that. He don't do anything. You can use his accessories though, and he comes with two. I forget what they're called when they're not Star Screams, but they are basically the null rays. And this being Siege, you have a plethora of ports to plug them into. Here, 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 technically there. That's about it. Me personally, I normally plug them into this one. And I think that looks relatively okay. Hi, kitty. Just go ahead and get that out of there. And move on to the transformation, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. But just to start things off, you want to take the 3 boosters here, just untab them, bring this whole thing up, and it will clip in right there, and then this tab will go in right there. Take this little panel, pull it down, hopefully it doesn't just come off, and take this entire wing section and just lift it up and up. That will loosen all that up. You can bring it up on this double hinge and get it out of the way. Take the arms, and they tab in right in here. So just go ahead and undo that. Undo that, bring it back. Bring the legs down, and as I'm sure you're already aware, he's got those spring-loaded leg panels. Very nice. Does get all that down and out of the way. Need to readjust. Maybe. Take the nose cone, split it. Just has these 2 tabs that go in there. Bring it all the way around. Just sit there like that. Bring all of this down, and it will slightly bring the head up, and then it will just tab into place. These chunks will go in there and hold that in place. Get the backpack out of the way, swivel the waist around, stick out the toes and the heels, toes and heels. Flip out this panel, which can be a bit of a pain. Extend the arms, flip out the hands, fold that back up. Same thing on the other side. Bring it out, flip it down, extend this out, fold that up, bring the head the rest of the way up, get this panel stuck from behind his head, flip that down, bring all of this down, and there are two tabs, or two slots, on his shoulder thingies that'll go into those tabs there. Just bring all that down. It can be a bit finicky to get everything in place. So then just get him standing, and there you have Thundercracker in robot mode. And here we have him in his robot mode after that mildly annoying transformation. Here's his size compared to a soda can. A little bit smaller than the average Voyager. As far as colors, it's pretty much what you expect, and it's exactly the same as vehicle mode. A little bit of gray, a lot of blue, that weird silver smudgy garbage, tiny bit of purple, tiny bit of translucent red, gunmetal gray, translucent orange, and a fair amount of black. View from above, view from below. Oh, his feet aren't lined up properly. There we go. So, as far as posability goes, it's Siege, and if you know anything about Siege at this point, you know that they're fairly posable. Head's on a ball joint, but you're not going to get a whole lot of movement with it because his neck is so short, but you can tilt it a little bit. Head can go side to side. Can go all the way around, but it's hard to maneuver around his shoulder pylons. And you can get his head to move down a little bit and up with this little hinge flap thing. Arm can move in and out of the body due to the transformation. Can go out that far at the shoulder. Can go up that far, all the way around if the wings weren't in the way. Swivel just below the shoulder. You have 2 points of articulation in the elbow, allowing for a very nice bend. Swivel at the wrist, which I actually didn't know when I first got this guy. The wings can move back that far on a hinge, and then a swivel here. You've got a swivel at the waist. Rather limited by the backpack, but not too terrible. Legs can move forward that far. Gets in the... can't move back very far because of this. Legs can move all the way out to the side. You've got a swivel just below the hip, although you kind of have to bring his leg out a little bit to use it. And a very deep knee bend, which can get even deeper if you push this panel in. So you can get a full knee bend, and then when you just extend his leg, it comes right back out. I swear that Hasbro stole that from Galaxy Meteor. As for the feet, they can move forward very far and fairly far back on that hinge, and you get fairly good ankle tilt. No swivel or no rotation. You can kind of move the toe and the heel, but it's not going to do a whole lot in terms of posability. I don't like the way that this panel works because his head never sits flat. Or if it does, it pokes that out a little bit, so you can't really get it sitting too well. As for accessories, the same as before. Null ray things, and like all Siege figures, this guy is loaded with ports. On his knee, on his shins. That's the word I'm looking for. On his shins, elbow, shoulder, back there. I think you could even use those. And of course you can always have them in his hand. Just have him holding them like standard weapons. Maybe. There we go. But for the true effect of the Seeker type. They go on the shoulder. For whatever reason, the left shoulder is fairly loose on mine. It's not, you know, dangerously loose, not gonna, you know, fall out or anything, but it swivels and moves around way too easily. Can you do that? Hey, you can actually store them on the back. That is cool. I always love it when the robot mode can store the weapons on the back. That just sort of makes me happy. My only real complaint with this figure is, well, for one, I kind of don't like the Tetrajet body type, but there's a reason I bought it, because I have Power the Prime Starscream, and I plan to get Earthrise Skywarp, and so with Siege Thundercracker, all three of these Seekers look similar, but different, which is what I'm going for. Thundercracker's the one I care about the least, so I got him with the body type that I don't really care about. The actual robot mode looks fine. I mean, this is kind of a mess. It looks like a manta ray. Blub, 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 blub. But the vehicle mode is not to my taste. I have just never liked the Tetrajet design. But that's just me. A lot of people seem to like it just fine, so hey. And of course, as most people have pointed out, the smudging is absolutely terrible. Please ignore the Godzilla roars in the background. That's my phone. I forgot to mute it. But yeah, the smudging is just terrible. It just looks ugly. I wish they would have just gone without it completely. I mean, this dense, or relatively dense plastic, good posability, figures look good. That would have been enough. There was no reason for this garbage. But it is what it is. But that has been my review of the Voyager Class Thundercracker from Transformers War for Cybertron Siege. So I'm back, and so look for the next review next Wednesday. Until then, bye-bye.